I like to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh, Baha Shem Kadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS, and salutation to you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Mawafla Babel, which is death to Babylon. Lord willing, this is edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. Topic on this is going to be destruction of the wicked and the sinners of the Lord's people. So this is let me grab this real quick. Salakia. This is Psalms 9 and 17. It says, "The wicked shall be turned into hell, and all nations that forget the Most High." So hell is a condition. You know, going back to Jonah chapter 2, verse 2, you know, what did he say? He said, "For I'm in the belly of hell." Hell is a condition, and the wicked will be turned into hell. Being the so-called white men, the elite banker families, starting with this devil you see on this page here, which is Jacob Rothschild, you know, and the rest of the banker families that goes back to the Oppenheimers, the DuPonts, I believe the Gettys. You know, these are the banker families that owns trillions and trillions upon trillions of dollars, you know, with gold collected and put into banks. You know, this is Second Esdras. This is Second Esdras chapter 15, verse 6. It says, for the wickedness have exceedingly, Salakia, for wickedness have exceedingly polluted the whole earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. And what is their hurtful works? You know, hey, what do? They make GMO foods. You know, they create foods in these labs and shit. These scientists, you know, they polluted the waters. You know, what else? They have chemtrails. You know, they got, you know, the world, these people in the world committing homosexual act, transgender acts. You know what I'm saying? Have women having sex with all kind of men. You know, having these dudes commit adultery with other men's women. You know, these are their hurtful acts. What else? You know, the RFID chip, which is the mark of the beast. You know, then these devils are going to declare a martial law. You know, Jacob's trouble is going to come because the wicked is the Lord's sword. Matter of fact, let me grab that too. This is Psalm 17 and 13. Arise, O Lord, disappoint him, cast him down. Who? The so-called white man. Deliver my soul from the wicked, which is thy sword. That's the sword. That's the sword of the Lord, which is the so-called white man and these other nations. You know, the Lord rise up these other nations to put you so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans in their captivity, which is the Lord's chosen people. You so-called black Hispanics and Native Americans. But real quick, I'm gonna read this. This is it says, so this is a little thing I pulled up from Google on one of the elite banker families. It says, it says, my name is Jacob Rothschild. My family is worth $500 trillion. It says, we own nearly every central bank in the world. We finance both sides of every war since Napoleon, I believe. We own your news, the media, your oil, and your governor. I believe these devils are Jewish. You know, they wish they was Jews. You know, they own all of those stores, and they commit great wickedness upon the earth because that's what these devils were programmed to do, made to do, created to do, is to commit nothing but wickedness upon the earth. Let me grab this real quick. This is Job 9 and 24, it says, the earth is given into the hand of the wicked, which is the so-called white man. The earth is given into his hand. That's why the earth today isn't right. The earth of today isn't right because it is ruled by the so-called white man. Let me get this as well. Salakia. This is Malachi 1 and 4. It says, whereas Edom, which Edom goes back to the so-called white man of today, whereas Edom said, we are impoverished, proud devils, but we will return and build the desolate places, which they have. They returned and they built the desolate places when they fell, when the Roman Empire fell. They came back as they came back and built what? Their wicked society all over again, going back. Because America came out of Britain, man. Britain is the mother of America. It says, whereas Edom says, we are impoverished. If I'm wrong on that, correct me. It says, but we will return and build the desolate places. Thus saith the Lord of hosts, they shall build, but I will throw down, and they shall call them the border of wickedness, right? The so-called white men are the border of wickedness, because that's all they do is they commit wickedness upon the earth. The scripture says the earth is defiled, under the inhabitants thereof. Let me get that. This is Isaiah 24 and 5. It says, the earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. The earth is defiled under Esau, but 2/3 of our people put in this condition because we are broken the law, statutes, commandments of the Lord, man. But the Lord is going to kill off 2/3 of you niggas. Salakia. It's getting a little hot in this car, but the Lord is going to kill off 2/3 of these niggas for following after the so-called white man and his wickedness. This is let me get this. This is Amos. This is Amos 9 and 10. It says, all the sinners of my people shall die by the sword, which say the evil shall not overtake nor prevent us, right? Because 2/3 of our people believe that evil is not going to overtake them. They believe that the bad times to come, they're going to be saved out of it. But if you don't understand this truth, if you don't know who you are and following after the true power, which is Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, your ass is going to be put to death, man. I'm going to read this Ezra's back. This is, this damn book. Turn pages on me. This is, Second Ezra chapter 15, verse 6. It says, for the wickedness have exceedingly polluted the her earth, and their hurtful works are fulfilled. Going back to the so-called white man. It says, jump to 14. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh. So the so-called white man and 2/3 of our people, 2/3 of our people, your destruction draweth nigh, man. That's why you're seeing all these things happening. With the earthquakes and things like that, because the Most High is about to make his move. Not only that, but you about to see a blood moon soon. There's a blood moon that's about to appear soon. And those are the signs of heaven, man. Those are the signs that the Most High is ready to make his moves. And he already have been making moves. It says, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another. And you're going to have that too. The racial wars. You're going to have the racial wars that's going to come into play, where you're going to have Edomites against you so-called Negroes, Hispanics, and Native Americans. You know what I'm saying? And you're going to also be against yourselves too, man, because you're still under the curses, according to Deuteronomy 28 chapter, the evil eye, man. It says, shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Right? You know, the modern day swords is the guns, man. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. Right? You know, you're gonna have dudes breaking into your house and shit. You're gonna have motherfuckers breaking into your house trying to take everything you have. It says, they shall not regard their kings nor their princes, right? And who's considered the king in America? Who will be the modern day king in America? Trump, you know. It says, and their who is their princes? You know, all those that work up under the under Trump, you know, that pushes his laws and all his bullshit, which, you know, through Trump, Lord willing, will come this total destruction. So it says, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able to, right? Because they're going to shut down the cities, man. There will be nobody to be able to go in or out, you know, so which means the food supply is going to stop. Water supply, like water bottles and things like that, are going to stop. It says, for because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, right? Because of your pride, you so-called white man, the so-called white man, and 2/3 of you Negro, Latinos, and Native Americans. It says, for because of their pride, the cities shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and man shall be afraid. It says, a man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, right? You're not going to have any kind of pity upon your neighbor, man. You're not going to give a damn. The only thing you niggas in that day is going to be thinking about is getting your own, man. It says, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and shall spoil their goods because of the lack of bread, right? And it's going to be a lack of bread. Like, you have this government shutdown, you know, and that stops what? Food stamps, Social Security, all income tax, all that shit, man. You know, a lot of people right now are quitting their jobs that work for the government because they're not getting no paychecks, man. You know, it says, and spoil their goods because the lack of bread and for great tribulation. You know, and then I'm going to jump down here. It says, verse 22, my right hand shall not spare the sinners, and my sword shall not seize over them that shed innocent blood upon the earth. Right. So you sinners, being you so-called black, Hispanics, and Native Americans, is those who shed innocent blood on the earth, is you goddamn Edomites, man. You damn crackers. You know what I'm saying? It says, the fire is going forth from his wrath and have consumed the foundation of the earth, and the sinners like the straw that is kindled. Woe to them that sin and keep not my covenant, saith the Lord, man. So the Lord is going to bring total destruction here in America, and he's going to bring death to the wicked and 2/3 of our people that don't follow his will, man. You know what I'm saying? You got to be willing to follow after Yahweh Shemel Shah. And if you're not willing to do that, then you only set up for death. You only here to die. Jump down to 26. For the Lord knoweth all them that sin against him, and therefore delivereth he them unto death. You know, even a so-called white man, you know, the scripture says, for he is the man of sin. You know, it says, delivereth them unto death and destruction. It says, for now are the plagues come upon the whole earth, ye shall remain in them, for the Most High shall not deliver you, because ye have sinned against him. Right, so 2/3 of our people, man, the Lord's gonna put your ass to death. You know, the Lord's not gonna spare you. He's not gonna have any pity. Your ass is gonna be laid waste. You know, so is the so-called white man, and you other nations, man. You Chinese, you Japanese, you Arabs, you black ass Africans. You know what I'm saying? The Lord's gonna bring death and destruction, man. But I want to say Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Barak Yahweh, Barak Yahweh Shai, Bahashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders of GMS. Salutations to you brothers out there doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Mawafla Babel, which is death to Babylon. Lord willing, this was edifying to you brothers out there that's doing this work in truth and sincerity. I like to say Shalom.